You know, what was interesting is he's talking about, the existential threat of climate change. And I actually saw an interview that Tony Blinken did on 60 Minutes Australia a few days ago, where he was asked directly by the 60 Minutes reporter saying, what is the biggest threat facing humanity? Is it nuclear war with Russia, or is it climate change? He basically said, oh, well, they're kind of equal, but there's no doubt that climate change is the most existential threat we face. In his entire 4-paragraph response, he did not once use the words nuclear war.
Amazing.
So they're spending all this time focusing, telling people, you gotta be afraid for your lives because of climate change, and yet they're doing so to hide the fact that they are leading us to the brink of nuclear war that would destroy all of humanity.
So look, is there a threat of nuclear war? Yes, there has been for a very long time. We should be worried about that. We should be working to avoid it, not by just building up defensive systems or whatever nonsense they'd support on Fox News, but trying to get everyone to disarm to whatever extent we can. So what she's doing there is not pivoting from climate change to a non-issue. It's a real issue, which makes me even madder than if she had just pivoted to talking about, whether M&Ms are sexy enough or whatever, because it's using a serious issue to distract from a pressing existential threat. And if someone says that it is the existential threat that we're facing, is nuclear war, if it happens, worse? Yes, probably. Here's the thing, climate change is happening right now. It is going to get worse. It's not a thing that might happen at some point. We're in it right now. And when the state that you represented is being affected by extreme weather events and all that, facing wildfires that we often face in California and all that. You have people dropping dead in the streets in Arizona and Texas, people getting second, third-degree burns just from touching the ground. To use that as your opportunity to be like, forget about all that stuff with the climate change, forget about that. Let's talk about how we shouldn't be supporting Ukraine. Jesus Christ. I know that she's not still Hawaii's representative, and at times like this, I imagine a lot of people there probably are happy with that. But anyway, Mondale, any thoughts?
I was disgusted with Tulsi her last couple years in office, and this is exactly why. I mean, this is ridiculous. What a horrible way to make political an issue that does not even require it at this moment. Yes, we know climate change is a political issue, but it's usually a political issue because those on the right are denying the effects of it. We're talking about a space where we found ourselves in. There were studies, peer-reviewed studies that said between 1989 and 2019, 1/3 of heat deaths were because of global warming. Why are we trying to pretend that it's not happening? She's talking about what could happen with Russia and nuclear. That threat has been here since we've had nuclear weapons. If there's a nuclear weapon anywhere on the planet, then there's a threat for that. But I'm talking about why take this horrible opportunity in your home state and play politics in this manner, other than unless you're doing a couple things. One, trying to get clicks as a troll on Twitter or X or whatever it's called these days, or unless you're trying to get your permanent spot on Fox News. Either way, both are disgusting.
100%. Yeah, and again, it's not like it's not a serious issue. It is a serious issue. But like if, the San Andreas Fault suddenly got ornery or whatever, and people are like dropping into a massive crevasse in Culver City, and they're like doing live coverage, and I run in front of the camera and be like, yeah, but AI is a big threat. We should really be talking more about how AI is gonna take us all. Like, yeah, it is a big threat, but right now people are dying in an earthquake. So again, it's just like, to distract, it's like, what you're doing. Mondale, you perfectly pointed out exactly what this game is. Anyway,
John,
we're gonna move.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't know.
No, you continue.
Because I was gonna say, it's like the picture that we use for when Black Lives Matter. It's like your house is on fire, and your neighbor is upset that the fire department is spraying water on your house, even though their house is not on fire. It's like, but what about my house?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, why the whataboutism right now?
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.